Why the MiG-23 in particular? Who knows? Who knows? Yep, alright, there we go. So I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why this isn't working now, the change radar / IRST scope scale. This was working last night, even after the changes were made to radars and stuff, but it's not working all of a sudden. As can be seen, everything else is pretty much working when there's actually a target. Everything else is working. And the settings that I have enabled are these settings, which are, I believe, supposed to be the normal settings for the radar to work normally. However, they are not working properly, and I'm not sure what the cause of that is, but they're not. Because the part that's messed up is if I switch to IRST, I can't change the mode. Like, at all. I can't change the search mode. Like, I can't change any of this. In fact, as you can see, whenever I try to change it, changing what is normally changeable, it makes the thing bug out at the top and get stuck right there, see? That's because it's actually changing it on the radar, but it's not changing it for the IRST. And how I can demonstrate this, if I go back to here, right? It's at 8 times. Now if I press this, okay, well, never mind. But I believe that's what the bug is that it thinks I'm trying to change it for the radar, but I'm trying to change it for the IRST. So it means it's not working. And that was a setting that the MiG-23 has had for a very long time, so yeah. And I know these changes that were made were supposed to give pilots more control of the radar, but it seems to have made it bug out like big time. I'm not even sure what the cause actually is, but it's pretty crazy. So here's the part that really bothers me, and I'm gonna try to get closer to make sure that I can demonstrate this, because I took off late in order to show off the problems already, even just with the radar. So here's the problem that I'm having. As you can see, I can pick up these targets with my IRST, right? But I can't lock them. Why? Well, I don't know why. It just won't work. Like, pressing the lock on button doesn't work. Nothing works. The only way it works is if I go here, which this isn't how it's supposed to be, by the way. For sure, it's not supposed to be like this. Like, to demonstrate that the radar is working just fine. Look, literally working just fine. I'm not sure what the problem is with the IRST in particular. It seems to have gotten the short end of the stick and gotten bugged out entirely, while the rest of it got bugged out semi. But with those settings on, which are the settings that are enabled by default, because they're the settings that basically make it to where the radar is controlled automatically, for the most part. It doesn't. Wait. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. I don't know if the IRST just decided it wanted to work, or if it's like something else. I mean, because the range of the IRST is definitely supposed to be more than that. I mean, there have been times I've been literally right behind someone and it hasn't worked either. So, like, I'm not sure if me doing something, like, made the thing want to work or not. Huh. I don't know. Maybe that makes it work. But that's still weird. It shouldn't be doing that. Like, because if I unlock the target, switch to this mode, switch back to this mode. Well, as you could see though, quite clearly as well, I couldn't pick up that target initially until I went back into the radar mode and then switched back. That is a humongous bug. I don't even know why that's happening. I was trying to do that yesterday, actually, but it wasn't working, so well, I'm saying yesterday, it really was last night. But I'm really not sure, like, what is happening with the system, but it seems to be borked beyond control, like, real bad. Because when it wants to work, well, it works, but a lot of times it doesn't want to work, so then it just doesn't work. It's almost like a shadow nerf to the MiG-23. And, like, I know I'm using the MiG-23M, but both MiG-23s use the same IRST, so that's not the problem. Like, the only difference is that they have, one has better radar, but both have the same IRST, and I bet both of them have the same bug. But even if they don't both have the same bug, this bug is clearly affecting the MiG-23. Now, that's kind of all I wanted to show. So, like, I'm not exactly sure why it decided to work at random times there, but it was pretty obvious that it wasn't working right at first, and just, like, started working when it felt like it. And the reason why I went away as well and then came back was to demonstrate the range of the IRST, because the range of the IRST is still the same as it normally is. It's just it doesn't want to lock on properly, and I'm really not sure what the cause is, but it doesn't want to. So yeah, just a very strange bug. I hope you guys can fix it quickly, because it honestly does make the MiG-23 much harder to play. Like, this is already a difficult aircraft to play in the current state of top tier, but that just makes the aircraft extremely difficult to play. And honestly, not nearly as fun. Like, the IRST is one of my favorite parts of this plane. So, I'd really like to see this get fixed soon. And, yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I don't think there's anything else wrong with it. Like, some of the settings, even for just the radar itself, don't work like they're supposed to. Other ones do, but, like, the range setting is supposed to always work. Like, the scope scale, which actually changes the range of the radar, that's always supposed to work. Like, that's not even something I think you can change using those, using the manual radar controls. I mean, I can check right now, but I don't think it is. No, it's not even something you can change using those controls. You'd have to use the multifunction menu or be able to press one of these buttons, which, if it's the multifunction menu that's bugged out, then oof. But if that's the case, then I guess that would make some sense, although I use the cross button to lock onto the targets. And the fact that that's not working makes me think that it's not just a multifunction menu, and it's more than just that. It's like a whole bunch of things probably are going on. So, as long as that stuff gets fixed, I'll be fine, I think. Like, I just want it to be fixed, because I know it's probably not just affecting MiG-23. It's probably affecting all IRSTs in the game right now that are yeah, it's probably affecting all IRSTs for aircraft that are also connected to radars. And while there's not that many of them, there are some that aren't even just the MiG-23. So yeah. Thank you guys for fixing pretty much every bug that I've brought up in the past. It is nice to actually be listened to. Hopefully you guys can fix this one pretty quickly, so I can have some fun with my MiG-23 again. Yeah, that's all. Goodbye.